Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Tommy Pritchard, Safety Director for Truckers Worldwide Logistics. A little more straight talk. I would like to talk to you a little bit about some things that you really need to know. One of the things that I want to talk to you about is this. Have you ever been riding down the road and you heard someone key up on your CB radio and said, "Hey, there's a diesel cop up on the ramp, but don't worry about him. He's not bothering anybody." Would you really like to know what he is doing? I do know. You see, every state in the United States has in fact accepted 50% funding from the federal government to help fund their highway enforcement. Now, for that highway enforcement, the federal government has attached strings to the money. And the feds say, guys, we need you to inspect X, meaning a specific number of trucks a day, a week, a month, and a year. And each and every single shift at each and every single highway patrol station in the country, there's either a corporal, a sergeant, first sergeant, lieutenant, captain, or a major comes out and addresses that shift, and they talk about desperados, they talk about Al-Qaeda, SM-13, they talk about all kinds of things, and then they come to DOT inspections, level 1s, level 2s, and level 3s. And then whoever's doing the briefing for that shift says, "Officers, we need X amount of inspections today." Now let's go back to the diesel buyer setting up on the ramp. Well, you see, the police officers understand that they cannot stop everybody. So maybe the posted speed limit's 65 miles an hour and everybody's running along at 73 or 74. Well, knowing he can't stop everybody, then what the officer is doing is looking for the people who in fact are causing a serious safety problem. And that can be anybody from someone driving a motorcycle doing a wheelie going down the interstate, to a pickup truck, an automobile, Volkswagen, whatever you want to call it, or an 18-wheeler. But let's say it is an 18-wheeler, and you're out there in the left-hand lane, and you're running along at 72, 73, 74 miles an hour like everyone else is. Well, number one, you've got a speeding ticket. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And number two, when they pull you over to the side of the road, they're going to do a DOT inspection. And that is going to depend upon whatever they told, they being the shift commanders, told the officers that they needed for that day. A level 1, of course, is the biggie. And he's going to put his coveralls on, and he's going to check you out thoroughly. Inside, outside, over, under, around, and through. He's going to look at everything. Okay? Now, let's think about just a couple of little things here. Speeding tickets. Now, California is a pretty neat state, got some great people in it, but they sure are proud of their speeding tickets out there. They can start at $500 and go up. So let's say you've got a $500 speeding ticket now. California turns it into your home state. Your home state turns it into your insurance company for your private automobile. And now your insurance for your automobile and your motorcycle goes up for the next 3 years by, I don't know, maybe $200 or $300. It's $500 speeding ticket, $200 or $300 times 3 years. You do the math. A lot of money involved there, isn't there? Okay, let's go back to the police officer. He's sitting up there on that ramp. And he's not necessarily looking just for truck drivers who are breaking the law. But I do know this, that once they do stop a truck driver for speeding, oftentimes what they find is that that driver wasn't speeding just on that particular instance. Many times that driver's been speeding all week or all month. And there's one thing for sure, when the driver's doing that, he can't have his logbook correct because he's outrunning the logbook. Now, I'm an old guy, and I drove a truck for 20 years, and I have to tell you that there were a few times when I got home and then I waited for my logbook to catch up to me. You can't do that anymore, guys. If you do that, you're going to get caught. Now, I'm just going to tell you straight up, no speeding, keep your logbook current, obey the law. Stay in the right-hand lane when you can. You have control of that lane. What's to the right of you? You got an emergency lane there, right? If you're out there in the left lane, you got a berm to the left and then a medium strip that usually got trees, rocks, and anything else you can imagine there. Fact of the matter is, if you're in the right-hand lane doing the posted speed limit, even if you did not have your logbook current, nobody'd ever know, because they're not going to stop you. And even if you did have some violation on your truck, I hope there would be no safety violation, but if you did, no one would know because there was no reason to stop you. Think about it. Speed kills, and the life you save may be your own.
Done.